Alrighty. Welcome everyone to another wine review, and thanks for joining me here at the Magic Time Wine Channel. I'm Thomas, your host, coming to you from my office in the beautiful Napa Valley to bring forth another collector's wine review. This is the 2018 RiversMarie Herb Lamb Vineyard Cabernet Sauvignon. RiversMarie is a winery owned by Thomas Rivers Brown, one of Napa's foremost and most talented and powerful wine consultants in the valley. I've done a previous review on a wine made by Thomas Rivers Brown, which I believe was the Mending Wall Oakville Ranch Cabernet Sauvignon. This is coming from his personal vineyard, or his personal, not vineyard, but his personal brand that he started with his wife several years back, and they just built a brand new winery and tasting room facility in Calistoga. The Herb Lamb Vineyard. Let's talk about this iconic vineyard that was planted quite some time ago. The first crop that came off this beautiful vineyard, the Herb Lamb Vineyard, was in 1990, and that vineyard sits about 600 to 800 feet above sea level on the foothills of Howell Mountain. Now, it's not high enough on the mountain to receive the designate of Howell Mountain appellation, so it's Napa Valley appellation, but the Herb Lamb Vineyard has been producing incredibly high-quality Cabernet for a long time. The first producer to produce wine from the Herb Lamb Vineyard was Carl Lawrence, and that was Carl Lawrence Cellars, I believe. That was in the early 90s. And then where it got most famous, this vineyard, was when Anne Colgan of Colgan Cellars used the Herb Lamb Vineyard Cabernet for 15 years and produced some of their very best wines. And Colgan would go on to be a cult classic Cabernet here in Napa Valley, where they would demand several $300-$400 a bottle for their Cabernet Sauvignons, especially the Herb Lamb Vineyard Cabernet. So I think Anne Colgan bought the fruit from 1992 all the way up to 2007. And then the Herb Lamb Vineyard started to be produced by the family that actually owned the vineyard, which is the guy's name was Herb. And they made Herb Lamb Vineyard Cabernet under their own private label, I think up until just a few years ago when Herb passed away. Now this vineyard has been contracted and is being sourced by RiversMarie, Thomas Rivers Brown's place, and they are making a world-class Cabernet with it. Cool thing about Thomas Rivers Brown and his winery is that they only charge about $135 or $150 for their Herb Lamb single vineyard Cabernet Sauvignon. And guys, I had a glass of this last night with my beautiful fiance Raquel, and we were stunned. It was that good. I had to hold back and not pour the last half of the bottle so that way I could do a review with you today. So I want to show you guys and talk to you guys about the intensity of this beautiful Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon. It's very young. It's 2018. Probably should be in your cellar for a lot longer. You don't need to be opening this wine up anytime soon, but the color and the density of this Cabernet is rich and dark and purple. It's very opaque and dark wine. The aroma profile of the wine is the following. Guys, this is the most perfumed and aromatic Cabernet I've had in quite a while, several years, I would say. It's bursting out of the glass with beautiful tones of dark, rich blackberries. Goodness, there's an underlining kind of rosebud and rose petal note to this wine that's just exuberating out of the glass. Beautiful dark fruits, blackberry, blue fruit, even a little bit of blueberry and blue fruit, which is uncommon. Dark, really ripe cherries, just really a bouquet of different types of fruits coming through on the nose. Beautiful kind of resinous tone to the wine, almost like an oaky resin. Definitely barrel derived. I don't know which coopers Thomas is using, but he uses a lot of Taranceau and Darnajou oak, which are two of the best coopers, and maybe he's getting some of that kind of resinous vanilla character from those barrels. But Gorgeous, gorgeous aromatic complexity to this wine, guys. Just very perfumed, very elegant and rich. A little bit of like a dark chocolate truffle again, like a raspberry dark chocolate truffle coming out in the wine. Just a touch of herbaceousness, not too much. That's kind of in the background. What we said last night is like, it's kind of like this little green leaf thing that you get on a strawberry, kind of like a strawberry greens type note to the wine, which is kind of neat. There is kind of a like overripe strawberry tone to the wine as well. Just beautiful. You can go on and on about the bouquet of this wine, guys. Wow. Does the palate back it up? Rich and mouth coating. Gorgeous purity to this wine. Very much follows up what I was saying about the nose. Rich, beautiful bouquet. Blackberries, cherries, blueberries, just like a whole bowl of red and dark fruits coming through on the wine. Silky as a ribbon. I mean, this is silk ribbon juice. On the finish, there is a little bit of pronounced tannins, but the tannins are ripe and they're not too gritty. This wine is an exercise and close to perfection for the vintage. I've tasted probably 300 wines from the 2018 vintage here in Napa Valley. I think this might be the best one. It's that stunning. I would go as far as to saying this wine is in the range of 98 to 100 points. It's that seamless. Guys, seek out RiversMarie, period. Thomas Brown makes some of the best Pinots and Chardonnays in the valley. He gets that fruit from mostly Occidental or like really coastal sites in Sonoma County. He makes a beautiful Calistoga Appalachian Cabernet. He makes the Herb Lamb Cab. I think he makes one called the Panic Vineyard, which is another excellent, superb Cabernet. And he makes like a standard Napa Valley Cabernet, which I think is a blend of different vineyards. The Herb Lamb Cab is absolutely stunning. I cannot believe I didn't buy more of this when I visited the winery. Great tasting room, very friendly staff. Thomas, I think, has some assistant winemakers that have been with him for a long time at the property. They maybe been elevated to associate winemakers at this point, and Thomas is maybe more consulting on the whole operation and overviewing it. But man, guys, I'll tell you what, best value Cabernet I've tasted in a long time, being $135 is what I purchased this for. They didn't give me any type of industry discount, which was fine. I was happy to pay $135 for an Herb Lamb single vineyard Cabernet. Best wine I've tasted in several months, guys. Seek it out. 2018 RiversMarie Herb Lamb Vineyard Cabernet Sauvignon. Stunning juice. Thanks for joining me at the channel. Please hit subscribe and like. We'll do many more of these collector wine reviews and continue with that series. I'll do some other wine reviews as well, some eclectic stuff and some kind of like oddball varieties and stuff. But keep in touch, guys. Thank you.